Yo, what's going on, guys? Reversal here, and today we'll be doing a post-Banlist Mathmech deck profile. And obviously on the Banlist, circular went to 1, which is a huge hit for the deck, but it still functions primarily the same. Gamma was also limited, which was in a lot of Mathmech decks before the list, so that's another hit. Both those combined kind of make the weakness to draw a little more prevalent, but still okay for the most part. The circular one makes the lines a lot more disruptible through hand traps, but like I said, you still get to do what you were doing before for the most part, unless you open like just really bad, then you could just lose to a hand trap sometimes. But in practice, it's still been playing through hand traps pretty well, to be honest. But yeah, with that being said, let's get right into it. For the monsters, we got our 1 circular, sadly, 3 diameter, 1 sigma, 2 addition, 2 subtraction, 3 parallel exceed, 3 firewall defensor, and 1 firewall guardian. So I'll start off with the firewall package. This isn't like standard, I guess, but it's like 50-50 whether you see it or not in people's lists. I think after the circular limit, these are nice since the defensor is another 1-card combo, so having more 1-card combos is always good. But the guardian's kind of annoying, and like the percentage to draw like a defensor plus a guardian is super low. It's like 3% or so, but it somehow finds a way to happen still, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. The package is pretty good. If you don't want to play this package, just give an alternative. You could play 2 Sakitamas, a 2nd copy of Sigma, and then a Doggerin or a Jizikira, just a Kaiju. Since this is good with Small World, but Defensor has the same restriction as Transcode Talker, so having the Kaiju is a little awkward when you play these. But you can consider siding a Kaiju still, just for like a Rise Heart. But yeah, if you want to main these, I probably wouldn't main a Kaiju. For the rest of it, you see 3 diameter. I know a common thing with this is like you see people play like a Nabla and cut down to 2 diameter. But I don't personally agree with that, because like even with the 1-card defensor, you still don't need Nabla to get all the names in rotation, because you could just send the last one off terahertz. But if you want to focus more on making Heat Soul instead of terahertz, then maybe you want to play Nabla. But I haven't found that to be an issue, and you still want to see diameter. A lot of the times with like any of these other cards, you don't want to see diameter with defensor because they're both normal summons, obviously, but it's not the end of the world if you do. Because like worst case, you could just hold 1 for your next turn. But yeah, these ratios have been working out fine. There's nothing really I'd want to change unless I would, like I said, try the Sakitamas instead of the defensor package, but I haven't really had any complaints about this so far. So that's it for the monsters. For the spells, we got 3 mining, 3 small world, 1 call by, 1 equation, 1 superfactorial. This is standard stuff. Main the call by now, since you can be a little more prone to stuff like Ash and Droll more now. But then Bell's seeing some main deck play as well, which obviously hurts this a lot. So I think call by is good in the main. Yeah, nothing really special here. So now for the non-engine, we have 15 slots. I'm just playing all hand traps. 3 Ash, 3 Bell, 3 Nib, 3 Veiler, and 3 Imperm. So Ash and Imperm are the best ones, obviously. I like Veiler as well. It's just a worse Imperm for the most part, but since it's not once per turn as well, it's nice. I was trying Ghost Mourner. It has 2 of before, but I wasn't really a big fan of it, to be honest. Since it can't hit normal summons, it's like weird since it's a trigger effect sometimes. But yeah, it wasn't terrible, but I wasn't a big fan. Bell is pretty good, this format, I think. So, just figured, I was siding them before, I just figured I'd throw them in the main. Since Droll's not in the main anymore. And then Nib's a good bridge for like Veiler to get to circular and like some other light cards, but usually play like a Kaiju or like Nib or something as your bridge for that, so 3 might be overkill. Same thing with Bell. Like I might cut that 1 Bell, 1 Nib for like a 2 of another hand trap, or maybe main 2 tactics or something, I don't know. But this is kind of just a base template for kind of where it's at, but the format obviously just started a couple days ago, so we're not really sure like exactly what 15 to be running, but these for sure, and then I think the Veilers for sure, and then some combination of these and maybe like another 2 of instead of these, but I guess it's flexible. So that's it for the main 40 cards. For the extra deck, 2 Ellenbershon, 1 Laplacian, YuGiOh, Splash Mage, Crystal Heart, Update Jammer, Transcode Talker, Heat Soul, 2 Access Codes, the Terahertz, and then Cyber's Desave Worm. So this right here is only 13 cards, and to fill in the last 2 slots you have some choices to make. These are the 4. So I think Almirage is the most cuttable since it really doesn't come up that much. It's only hand trap plus Exceed, and even if you have to do that, the board kind of sucks anyway, so it's like this is the first cut. Now you're down to 3, you have to pick 2. Some people cut the Wicked. I like it. It comes up a lot still. So I still like to make Heat Soul a lot unless I have to make the Terahertz. So I'd keep the Wicked, and then it comes down to these 2. I haven't tested with 1 Splash Mage enough, but people have done it and say it's fine, so I don't know. But I prefer the 2. But if you want to respect Nib, you have to play Link Spider. So that's kind of just a decision you have to make. If you want to respect Nib more, play this. If you want to not respect Nib, take one of these up. I'd try it with both though. But it'd probably be the 1 Splash Mage and just learn to live with it. But yeah, the Crystal Heart's nice in this since you do go through your Transcode Talker on turn 1 a decent amount of time when you go into this. So having this for turn 3 to be able to grab this back is really nice. And then let's talk about Terahertz a little bit before I move to the side. So this card is the same thing as your 1-card combos. You can get, instead of just doing Heat Soul Super Factoid, you can do this. And then this can send the last name if you needed to. And it's a quick effect you can send on both turns. So you'd send this on the other turn. And this is a spell trap negate as long as you have a Link 4 or higher. So that's cool. This has been nice to just end on this Super Factorial, and then you get a spell trap negate too. And then this thing, every time it sends, it gains attack. It's 2,500, I believe it is. So after you do the 2 sends, this thing is already over 8,000, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, this card's been really cool to have. It's another OTK option too. Can come up. But that's it for the extra deck, so we'll move on to the side now. 3 Droll, 3 Dark Ruler, Duster, Cosmics, 2 Tactics, and 3 Anti-Spell. So draw is still pretty good. It could potentially find its way back into the main. Either as a 2 of or a 3 of maybe, but for now I'm just siding it. For the matchups where you really want it, like Drytron, Dark World, Mathmech, just anything that searches a lot, really. Dark Rulers is mainly for Sprite, but it's just a fine card to have. Since if you Dark Ruler board, you can get rid of everything and then set up a Super Factorial and you just win from there, so. Playing Cosmics and Dusters or Back Row Hate. I like Cosmic a lot since I think Runic will probably be a little more popular, so it's good for Fountain. This is a good card to side and going first sometimes. If you're facing a deck with like a field spell or a continuous spell you want to hit. 3 anti-spell, I think this is the best go first card still. There's not much to say about it, it's anti-spell. And then the last 2, I went with Tactics. These could maybe be in the main, these could maybe come out. This is just kind of something I've been playing around with. There's another 2 cards I also wanted to talk about that I was siding on and off, but I kind of wasn't really liking them that much, and that's the one Signet Conflict and the one Microcoder. These are cool because you can send this off turrets if you don't draw it, and then you can use the Splash Mage to bring it back, and then go into Heat Soul, and then search this, so you can end Terahertz, Heat Soul, Super Factorial, and Conflict. And you can get that board off any combination of Circular, Exceed, and Defensor. Has to go uninterrupted, of course, but that's just a possibility with those 2 cards. It can end on quite a lot, so might try this out some more, but I'd encourage you to give it a try if you're playing the Defensor package. Seems okay. I don't know, it just was a little awkward for me sometimes. Because like I would maybe get some of these and then like end up needing to go into Terahertz to get the last name in rotation. And then not having enough to get Heat Soul still. And stuff along those lines, so I don't know. I don't think this is needed, but it's a good option. And yeah, like I said before, if you want to squeeze a Kaiju in here too, that's cool too. For just for a Rizar basically, since the Pearly Noir is kind of not an issue anymore, since to me that deck's just a go second deck, making the Noir turn 1's not consistent enough anymore with the limit to that spell. But yeah, that's it for the list. Like I say, it's been working fine for me. I've still been winning majority of my games. Still doing the same stuff I was doing before, so it just does it a little worse now, unfortunately. I think it went from like a tier 1.5 deck to a tier 2 deck. It's probably in the back end of like the top 10, but you can still find perfectly fine results with the Mathmech nowadays, in my opinion. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think. Peace.